Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ellie and I'm the founder of Code of the Future. And today we are going to be continuing with the Rust course. So as usual, I'm going to put my glasses on and I'll move you onto the screen. Okay, so this is what we did previously. We looked at some cargo tools, so how you create a new project, build a new project. In fact, I'll put D, that should be a D, not T, built a new project, I guess, create. I'll put this kind of create a new project, build a new project, run. I'll just make this into kind of just change those few words around, make it, and check your Rust file. This is just so then you know exactly what we're doing. So we created a new project, built a new project, and we ran and compiled a project. And then cargo check essentially is just checking that your code will compile. Okay, awesome. So here we have this tutorial 3. I could change the name because we are no longer on tutorial 3. So what I will do is create a new project. So I'm just going to review everything that we did before. So let's go into terminal. Let's make this bigger. Let's see where we currently are. Okay, so I'm just in Ellie Slighthome. So I'm going to CD to desktop. I'm going to CD into my Rust tutorials. Now all of this should be familiar with you, but for those of you that are struggling, I'm basically showing you in a fast way so that you can kind of see the steps involved. So Rust tutorials, now in CD Rust tutorials, what do we want to do? We want to create a new project. So I'm going to say cargo new, and I'm going to call it tutorial. Is it tutorial 4? I think section 4. There we go. Created package 4. We want to move into this tutorial 4 directory, and now we want to say cargo build. Okay. So cargo has indeed built something for us. So here we have tutorial 3 and here's tutorial 4. So we have built this with our cargo lock, toml, target, and everything is kind of all ready to go. Now what we want to do, let's do cargo run. But first what I will do is, this is the main file for tutorial 3. So I'll just click save, and then I'm going to go into tutorial 4, source code, main.rs. So this is the main RS for tutorial 4, and I'm going to put something like hello world, what a nice day. Don't know. You always know kind of the random thought process that my head's going through when I have to kind of think on the spot of just randomly saying something. So yeah, what a nice day. It is actually a very nice day. Although there's currently a plane flying overhead, so it's rather loud. Okay, anyway, we come back to the topic. Right, so hello world, what a nice day. I've saved that, so now if I click cargo run, finished, hello world, what a nice day. So this basically summarizes everything that we did previously, just short, fast. So we have brand new projects and we're ready to go. Okay, so what this section is going to be on is essentially just some simple printing commands, formatting, just getting you used to writing in Rust. Now for me, someone that's come from primarily working in Python to Rust, it's very, very different. There are some things that kind of transfer between programming languages, you know, as you expect, just regardless. But there are some things that you really need to pay attention to with Rust, and that's why in this section I just wanted to go over those those really important features of Rust that you can't really kind of afford to forget, I guess it were. So let's just, get stuck in, learn some printing and formatting. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just put the top here. Okie dokie. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show you is just some basic formatting. So this is kind of things like, okay, well, let's say I want to print a string, but I want to input certain things into certain places. So let's just get rid of this hello world, what a nice day. Let's say my name is, let's leave it for that. Let's say question mark, my name is question mark, and I love question mark. So let's say this is something that everybody can do this, right? Everyone has a name, I would hope, and everyone, I hope, loves something. So for me, I would put in here, my name is Ellie, and I love, coding. Let's say coding. Let's keep with the vibe of the channel. But, you can change these things to somebody else, and let's just show you how you can do that in Rust. Too used to coding in Python. Okay, so my name is question mark and I love question mark. So the way that we format things in Rust is we'll put some curly brackets and some curly brackets here, basically where you want to input something. And then to input something into these parts here, you just put a comma, the first thing that you want to put, so mine's Ellie, and coding. Okay, and I'll just make this text a little bit smaller and move this over so you can see what we're doing. Alright, so now I've saved this, and if I just clear this and I say cargo run, hopefully, there we go. My name is Ellie and I love coding. Okay, I'm going to add an exclamation mark here, just, you know me and my exclamation marks. Okay, cool. So, but what if my name wasn't Ellie, and let's, I don't know, let's say, I'm trying to think, John, I guess is a typical name, I think. I don't know. My name's John, and I love glasses. I have no ideas. I just saw my glasses down there, and that's the first thing that came to my head. Again, excuse the random thought process here. We're going to do a cargo run, as usual. And there we are. My name is John, and I love glasses. Amazing. So that's that's kind of how you format in Rust. Now, something to mention, and I'll just add another little print line down here. I'm going to put some things in there. Not to mention, you need to, not to forget, I guess, the semicolon. So something that's different to, let's say, Python is that if you've learnt Python, in Python you would just say, okay, let's print, I don't know, 4, which is the number 4. But here, if I was to say, okay, well, let's print 4, and I was to try and cargo run it, there's an error, and it says, you know, format argument must be string literal. So here it says, here's the help, and this is why I love Rust, because it has some awesome help features. You might be missing a string literal to format with. So here it's saying, well, this is what you need to do. So I could literally copy this and paste it here. And I'll explain what's going on in a second. I'll save it and I'll rerun. And there we go. Well, hopefully, prints 4. Awesome. So that's why I really like Rust, is because it literally says to you, well, why don't you just do this instead? It should work, and it does. So here, what I'm trying to mention, you know, here is that with Rust, you can't just simply print 4. You have to have this. It has to have a kind of a string with these curly brackets, and then whatever it is you want, want to format. So that's basic formatting, and just you need to remember this. So I'll just put here, you can't simply write print ln 4. It doesn't work. Okay, cool. So let's call that that's basic formatting, and then we'll do some other printing. Let's go here. Okay. Now, following on from this section here, you can actually use kind of placeholders. So I'll call this placeholders, and I'm just going to copy this. And this is basically a way of being able to repeat certain things. So let's say I had, okay, I'm trying to think of an example. My name is, we'll move this back to Ellie. My name is Ellie. Or let's, do you know what, I'm going to change this completely. We're going to just delete all of this. I'm going to go fresh start. Okay, so my best friend is, and okay, so my best friend is my best friend, and that said person loves question mark. So what I'm trying to do here is saying my best friend is this, and I'll do it in a sentence instead. So my best friend is, and then you will input your best friend. So here it would be curly braces. My first argument would be, I'm going to say Victoria, because Victoria is my best friend. Sorry, Adam. Although Adam, none of my friends watch my coding videos, I must admit they're all too busy being accountants rather than coders. Okay, so my best friend is Victoria, and then we're going to put another curly brace here, and I forgot I need to put Victoria in string quotation marks here. And again, Victoria. Now what does Victoria love? I'm going to just put accounting, because that's literally what I just said to you. So, whoa, got a bit of a going on here. So Victoria loves accounting. Okay, so this will run fine. So I'll just minimize the screen a little bit so you can just see what's going on. Okay, so my best friend is Victoria, and then Victoria loves that. Okay, so I'll put a full stop. Now if I cargo run this, indeed it says my best friend is Victoria, Victoria loves accounting. But what you'll notice is I've used Victoria twice, and that's a little bit annoying. So instead what I can do is use placeholders. So let's not write Victoria twice, let's just write Victoria once. Now Victoria here, this string here corresponds to the 0th, kind of 0 index, so that's the first element. So I could just put my best friend is in here, put a 0, which is Victoria. Again, 0 here, Victoria, and then loves accounting, so 1. And I'll save this, we'll cargo run, and my best friend is Victoria, Victoria loves accounting. Cool, so that's a way of say if you have a string that you're going to repeat a few times, then you can placehold. So this string here corresponds to 0, and this string here corresponds to 1. So you have 0 and 1. If you had another third element, third element in here, then you can use 2, and that's just how that works. Okay, so now we have looked at placeholders. I'm going to just show you kind of how you can incorporate, they're known as named variables, or kind of named positions, I guess. Named arguments is kind of the correct term, but I'm just going to put, incorporating, let's say kind of, I'll say incorporating kind of arguments. And what this means is I'm just going to copy this here. Okay, so we're just going to copy what we had before, and in here I'm just going to do my name is, and then we're going to have, let's write in here, we're going to say name, and instead of 4, we're going to put name equals Ellie. Now this is what you call arguments, so here we have an argument assigned to Ellie, and that's exactly what will go into this, into the curly brackets here. So I save that, I'll do cargo run. I've just cleared my terminal so you can see a little bit nicer. Cargo run, my name is John, let's have a look, my name is Ellie, there we go, awesome. So that is incorporating arguments. Again, you could do more than one argument, so my name is Ellie, and I am, let's do age, and then let's say my age here is 22, save that, and we'll do cargo run again. Last thing is my name is Ellie and I'm 22. Awesome. So that's incorporating arguments. So the next thing I wanted to show you is just kind of, incorporating tuples. Now I used to call these tuples, but apparently that is wrong. Apparently I used to pronounce it tuples, but apparently it's tuples. So I've been saying it wrong this whole time. So if I interchange between tuple and tuple, I'm very sorry. So again, we'll just copy this line because it's simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate a tuple. So for those of you that are aware from Python, you'll know tuples are denoted by round brackets like these, and it's the same in Rust. The only difference here, let's say I'm going to create a tuple with, I don't know, let's do again simple. My name is Ellie, my age is 22, and I'm just going to add a boolean in here just for the kind of sake of it. Just for the sake of it, really. Okay, cool. So that's a boolean. Now, if I was to try and print this kind of like this, and I do cargo run, we get an error, and it says here cannot be formatted with the default formatter. So this string here, this tuple cannot be incorporated here. We have some help commands, and it says here in format strings you may be able to use this. So we'll use exactly what Rust is telling us. So let's put a little semicolon and a question mark. We'll save it. I will just clear this and we will rerun. And there we go. Works. The tuple comes out. Awesome. So that's just a way of this kind of prints, I suppose multiple tuples, kind of multiple dimension tuples, multiple values rather than a single one. And you need to remember this here, it's very important. Okay, cool, so we've done tuples. Now the final thing I'm going to show you is some kind of basic mathematics. It wouldn't be a Code of the Future video without some basic maths. So what I want to show you first is something really, really cool. I saw this on a video about Rust, and it was how you can basically take any number and convert it into something binary, and I think that's really cool. Kind of find the binary equivalent. So again, I'll just copy this print line instead of typing the whole thing out. Just makes life a little bit easier. We're just going to write here, okay, so binary. And this is just going to say binary, and at the moment this would do binary, and then it would just input 4 because 4's there. But in order to do binary, you do this, and this basically just means it's going to move any number in here to binary. So I'm just going to change that to 10 because I'm sure some of you may know what 10 is in binary. So I'll print, no I won't, I will save that, and then I will cargo run again. There we go, binary, 1010. And again, you can do something like, I don't know, 15. Let's do 15. Go crazy. And 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I think I maybe just said one too many ones there, but anyway. so this here, this produces the binary equivalent of an integer. Cool. And then some just basic maths, some kind of, I think I did some addition, and quite simply we're just gonna say 12 plus 3 equals, and then I'm gonna say 12 plus 3 in here. This is just some simple addition. I'm gonna save, I'm gonna cargo run. There we go. 12 plus 3 equals 15. You know, you don't have to put all this string before it. You could just get rid of this and just want, you know, you want it to just print out what 12 plus 3 is, and it will do that. It will just print 15, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep in some strings just so you're aware of what different things are. Again, you can change this to division, cargo run. 12 divided by 3 is 4. You can do multiplication. And this is just showing you, you know, I'm sure most of you are aware of simple arithmetic in programming languages. So I will change that back to an addition sign because I have commented addition there. Okay, cool. So this is some simple printing and formatting. One thing that's really worth remembering is just this section, this part here. You cannot just print 4. You have to, you know, add the quotation marks, add the string and the curly brackets. That's really, really worth remembering. Now, the final thing that I want to show you is just some kind of tidying up your code. And this is actually, you know, this isn't something you type in your code itself. It's what's known as rustfmt, I believe. And it just formats your code for you, which is really nice. I got a bit excited when I saw this, and let's say, okay, I'm going to just hashtag. I say this all the time. I get so used to just writing hashtags in Python. I say hashtag, but I actually mean comment. So I'm just going to comment all of this out. So just bear with me for a second, and we're just going to have to finish. We're just going to have to complete this main function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's do print ln, and in here I'm going to put, you know, hello world. Let's do the very simple hello world semicolon, and if I was to save this and run, it should just do hello world. Awesome, there we go, hello world. Okay, now let's say I am just gonna move things around. I'm gonna put that there, I'm gonna move that down there, which this is definitely not formatted correctly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to my terminal. I'm just gonna clear this so you can see it a bit clearer. Increase the size, and we're just going to type in rust. Let me just check what directory I'm in. pwd, I'm in tutorial 4. Awesome. Now I'm going to direct into the source code. Now let me just check that that's correct. Yep, I'm in the source code folder, which in tutorial 4 is there, which is exactly where I want to be. And then all I'm going to say is rustfmt, and the title of the folder, which as expected is main.rs. Now if I press enter, and then if I go to my thing here, it's formatted it for me. So the reason it's formatted world down there is because I think I pressed enter on my previous one. Yeah. So, oh, there's an M there. So if I just put hello world like that, and I save, and I just do the rust main.rs again, there you go. So it formats it for you, so you don't really need to, you know, worry too much about how your code is written. You know, something I liked with Python in PyCharm, it kind of gave you some guidance as to format, you know, kind of structural, you know, ideas, how you can make your code look nice and neater. And this is a really cool aspect of Rust, is that it formats your code for you, like it does. The Rust FMT is a really cool feature. And it automatically formats your code for you. So that was just a kind of an add-on that I wanted to show you about. But what I'll do is I'll upload all of this particular code to GitHub. The link will be in the description of this video. But that has been printing and formatting for this section of the course. So that has been the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to the channel as well. There is also a Patreon that I've set up and a donation page if you fancy checking those out. The links will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.